Even after decades have passed since the eeriest events of my life, my memory hasn't stopped suggesting me to the vomit-worthy images burned into my mind like a prisoner's branding. Does anybody know what the hell I'm talking about? In my journey, the answer's been an apparent no. Over the past few years, I've scoured the web for answers without finding what I want, combing the internet as deep as .onion sites and compromising my safety in the process. Having had the NSA hack my computer 7 times in the past 10 years, hopping from hotel to motel to campsite to avoid arrest by the FBI and USMS, I am yet to give up on my futile quest for unattainable satisfaction. If you're in the same situation as me, you know how to contact me. If not, you need someone to enlighten you. Now. It happened in the winter of 2003, which happened to be when the most massive blizzard ever unleashed from Baltimore to Boston covered my house with 30 inches of ice and snow, bitter winds pounding the side of my little cottage with sheer power, and as dark swirling clouds spun over my house like bad omens, and sideways snow blurred my window's view of the outside world, I was lost in the quaint and whimsical land of the early internet. In the 90s and early 2000s, CDs and USB sticks were still replacing floppy disks. Amazon looked nothing like it does today. Rocket Mail and Hotmail hadn't turned into Yahoo Mail and Outlook, and my biggest hobby as a dweeb was immersing myself in the realm of online forums and image boards. I don't remember which PHP-BB forum it was, but the government shut it down after the incident, erasing all evidence you can find for yourself. Ergo, I'm one of the sole places you can get the truth, considering most of the others are in non-disclosure agreements involving millions of dollars, or rotting in secret prisons scattered throughout the world. And I remember, as I stumbled upon the initial image, my dinner coming within an inch of spewing from my throat and onto my computer. It inspires my nightmares to this day, and bear with me as I attempt to describe it. People call me schizophrenic or deluded, listing me as a crazed maniac they don't have to listen to. But you have to listen to me. I'm more sure of this than I've been of anything in my entire life. The photo was of a woman giving birth. I wish I could spare the details, but I can't. In the still, which the poster said was a frame from a video, the slime-blanketed head of the baby was out, oozing green and yellow pus from the pores of its peeling maroon skin. The creature, as the people on the thread came to call it, had its needle-like teeth jutting from its drooling mouth. And upon seeing the image, my imagination presented me with the guttural chortling of the monster and the horrific screaming of the mother. What the hell? I typed. It couldn't have been real. It had to be an edited photo. Yet, the lurching in my stomach didn't agree with my skeptical side at that moment. Plenty of others were weighing in, writing things like, "Seriously? What the fuck is that thing?" Or, "Straight from the X-Files or Twilight Zone." Or, "You gullible morons think Photoshop makes legit stuff." Or some troll typing the occasional 100% fake evolution lie, "Human don't birth animals." In the cesspool of vehement reactions to that disturbing cluster of unholy pixels, a few words kept reappearing. Alien, Martian, extraterrestrial, moon thing. All sorts of terms from that category. I had no idea if that was true or not, but I stayed on that thread all night, overseeing the discussion, which gathered about 100 forum members on it. Some troll claiming to be a rogue government agent entered the thread, saying branches of the federal government were conspiring with the military to splice human DNA with the genetic material of bodies from the infamous Roswell crash. But part of me now believes he may not have been a troll. A journalist from the Boston Globe saw it, saying they'd be writing a story on the post titled Internet Mystery, Hoax or Highlight. Opposed to the fictitious events where the truth spilled into the rest of the world, the media never published the story, for reasons my experience have made obvious. But as my ignorant self stared at the screen, my mind flickered with curiosity. Was it too surreal to be genuine? Or was it too realistic to have been faked? After asking myself this hundreds of times in 5 minutes, the thread was deleted. About a minute later, the OG poster started a new thread with the same image, only for it as well to be deleted within seconds. 5 minutes later, the forum itself no longer existed. The events went beyond dumbfounding me, and it came to the point where I massaged my temples to weaken a headache. "What the hell's going on?" I said. The entire forum was gone with no explanation. And the next day, not knowing why I awoke drenched in sweat, someone phoned me, asking me to report to the Federal Bureau of Investigation office in Chelsea, Massachusetts. That's when my late-night internet findings returned to me, as I lay in bed with a federal agent on the other end of the line. "Check your email," came the voice. "We sent the address." "Yeah, sure. I'll be there." I hung up, thinking, holy shit, that thing is... But it'd be okay. I'd go to the office in Chelsea, and it'd all be fine. It'd work out. I strode to my computer, wrenched it open, and found 2 unopened emails. The first was from the government office in Chelsea, telling me the address and which detours I'd have to take because of the storm. The second one wasn't from the FBI office, however. It was from an address called 4chan.anon666@rocketmail.com. To whom it may concern, do not turn yourself in, for they plan on arresting you upon arrival. Pack as much as you can, and escape by boat. If you cross into Mexico or Canada, the marshals will still find you, and if you are reading this, you are on the no-fly list. Run. From Anon666. As some of you may have guessed, I wasn't excited to believe some anonymous freak who'd found my email address. But that did not mean I didn't. Some people call me crazy, including my parents, since my childhood therapist diagnosed me with delusional disorder and paranoid schizophrenia. But my psychiatrist was wrong about me. I'm as sane as ever, and I assure you, after I read the email, dots of light flew in the skies above the neighborhood, monitoring me. I packed the few belongings I had under the watch of the strange lights, starting my trek for Canada. I knew the mysterious message told me to take a boat, but my heart hammered at the thought of the cruise having to return to port, where the feds would find me. And what if the lights in the sky could more easily track me if they knew I was on a specific vehicle? Not to mention, I was far from rational after seeing that gruesome, monstrous image for the first time. The plan I cooked up was to cross into Canada and get a flight from there to the Dominican Republic, which was far out of American jurisdiction. My plan was an utter failure, for I am now on the Canadian no-fly list as well. So after over a decade of trying to stay alive in Canada, with the RCMP and US Marshals closing in on my back. After having to destroy my phone so the NSA can't track my every move, my plan is to row from Canada to Greenland, where I'll be safe in Denmark's jurisdiction. But even if I escape the government, the lights will follow, as will the creatures, whatever they are. Please bid me good luck, and spread this message to other websites in hopes it becomes a copypasta. The reason you've had enough time to read this entire post without it being removed is that I've spammed it everywhere, from YouTube comment sections, to Quora, to Reddit, to 4chan, and the government is scrambling to delete each message. If you do the same, the truth will break free from its straitjacket. This text will undoubtedly be deleted sometime after you've read it, but if we spread it as swiftly as we can, they won't be able to stop reality from pouring into public eye. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more, let me know in the comments below, and tell me what you thought of this narration. Make sure to follow me on Twitter for updates, and if you'd like to get early videos, shoutouts, and much more, I'd appreciate it if you check out my Patreon page. It's a place where you can help support my channel while getting awesome rewards in the process, and every pledge helps out a ton, no matter the size. So if you'd like to see all the rewards I offer and consider becoming a patron, it'd mean a ton to me if you'd click the link in the description and just check it out. And don't forget to show some love to the amazingly talented authors who make these narrations possible. Have a good night, everybody. Cheers.